At the beginning of my self-improvement journey, I used to think that it was basically a solo game. I used to think that I had to do things on my own, that asking for other people's help was a bad thing because that meant that I was not able to do it on my own. So I thought that self-improvement was about becoming as independent as possible. Now, on one side, obviously, there is a part of self-improvement that focuses on becoming independent and being able to do things on your own. But the more I actually started approaching the more social part of self-improvement, the more I started seeing how many benefits and how much it actually improved my life. Literally, I cannot even count the times that being the social guy and networking and being social helped me out in my own, personal life so many times, bro. Literally so many times. And yet, I used to be a total introvert, literally being afraid even to ask for some extra water at the restaurant. Now, the fun thing is that becoming good at social skills is very easy. It's very simple. You just need to change a few little things. And it's actually also fun. It's a fun experience, a fun journey that requires you to put yourself a little bit on the line, but that's really fun, exciting. And the more you actually start doing it, the more you actually will want to do it, because you will start seeing how many benefits it will actually get you in your own personal life. And personally, there are literally a lot. Now, before I will explain to you how I personally went from being that introvert to basically be the social guy, at school, being the guy, always joking with everyone, and kind of like everywhere, I'm always like in the zone, right? I'm always there, the always social and all of those kind of things. And people think that I naturally am an extrovert, even though I wasn't. So it's actually very, very simple to become that social guy. But first, I actually want to share with you how your life will improve if you actually focus a little bit more on your social skills in your self-improvement journey. Now, I will do that by explaining how my life improved. As I said, I got so many benefits from networking, from being social, from being the social guy. And just a few ones, for example, let me tell you a little story. Right now, I'm doing a little road trip with some friends of mine in the northern part of Italy. And we wanted to do that by renting a car. Now, let me tell you that it had literally been a nightmare to rent a car because we're all 18, 19 years old. Some of us didn't have our, physical credit card with us. Others were not 19 and all of those kind of things. So we were all trying to find a car, so that we could do this road trip. And so we would go to one car rental agency, and we had booked the car, but they tell us, no, you cannot take it, you're not 19. And they tell us, go to the other one. So we go to the other one, which was literally in another city. We had to wait one day and then get a 2.5 hour train to get to that car rental. We, were really excited because, it seemed like on their website that we could take it. We had even paid 280 euros. We get there and they tell us, no, you can't, because we had put it on the name of a friend of mine who's here that basically was 18, but we had to be 19. And so we got fucked, basically 280 euros, and we didn't have a car. So we go to another one until we call another one. And we probably have spent more than 10 hours messaging, calling, searching, and all of those kind of things for a car. Now, somehow, I just think to myself, it can't be possible that, that I cannot get a car. So what do? I call my mother and I ask her if she knows someone who rents a car. She calls another friend of her and she asks her, do you know anyone who could rent a car for my 19-year-old son? And basically, in 5 minutes, I get a contact of the guy that would rent us a car. And we got it for way cheaper than everyone else would rent us a car for. And we had no problems. So literally, in 10 minutes, I got the car, the lead, at least, the contact of that person through networking, when I've spent more than 10 hours searching, going around, trying, calling, messaging, and all of those kind of things with strangers. That's the power of your network. Another thing that networking and being social really helped me out with was not getting myself in bad situations or getting myself out of shitty situations. Now, a good example is, for example, the other day, I was in the train and my friends had basically not paid the train. We were going to get the car and there is the controller coming by. So what do? I just pack out all of my social skills, talk with the guy there. Actually, it was a woman, you know, smiling and all of the things that I will share with you later on in this video. And guess what? I saved them a 200 euro fine. Now, yesterday I was in an amazing beach, for example, and the water was really crystal clear blue. But then I looked down and where the beach was, it was brown. And I didn't like that at all. There were people, swimming there and no one was caring. No one was asking themselves why the water was brown. Or maybe everyone was, but no one was asking. And so I just asked a local guy who seemed like to be a technician. And I asked him, do you know why the water here is brown? Before, obviously, I did some small talk and all of those kind of things. But then I asked him that question and he tells me, don't get in that water. The sewage system had a big problem after a rainfall 2 days ago. And those people are literally swimming in shit. Now, imagine if I would have been going in that water without asking. I just spent 2 minutes of my time, being social, getting myself connected with the local people, and I saved myself from swimming literally in shit. I saved my friends from getting a 200 euro fine, and I could go on for ages, literally ages. There are so many times I saved myself from a bad situation because of my social skills. Another thing I want to share with you is literally how many benefits you will get by being social, by networking, by improving your social skills. You have no clue about how many times I actually got treated way better than anyone else. I got discounts, for example, for my friends. I got discounts for the bus, even though there was no discount available. The driver just made me a 50% discount because I was social. And in school, for example, there was my classmate, a good friend of mine, who I remember used to tell myself, bro, you are literally the only one who could do this. Being with your laptop open here while the teacher is talking with your headphones on and cutting your YouTube videos. Now, that was only because I was respectful, I was friendly, and all of those kind of things. So being social has got me so many benefits, so many opportunities, and saved me from so many bad situations. Now, how did I actually go from being that introvert who was literally afraid to ask for some extra water at the restaurant, not even thinking about talking with a girl or cold approaching a girl. That was, 10 kilometers outside of my league, to be now the social guy who is always connected, who gets, treated better than anyone else. Like, literally, it sounds bad to say it, but it is the truth. I literally get treated better than anyone else. Maybe it is because I'm big and strong, I'm good looking. That could also be part of it. But I think my social skills, at least that is what I've observed in the last 3 years, as I have improved my social skills, I got treated better. And that is very simply because we are humans. And if you give people what they want, they will give you what you want. It's literally just a human, inner craving to be respected, to be liked. And I'm not doing it like with some bad thought in mind. You have to be doing it genuinely giving respect, genuinely being friendly, genuinely helping others, and genuinely talking and being interested. And we will get to all of those things in just a second. If you do it genuinely, you will get success. If you do it, flattering and all of those things, praising just to get some benefits, that won't work. People will catch it straight away. Now, how did I go, as said, from being the introvert to being the social guy? It's actually very simple. I follow 3 simple things. The first thing I needed to do was changing my mindset. Very simply, I used to have 2 limiting mindsets that were limiting me from being good with people and being good in social situation, networking, talking with others, and all of those kind of things. The first one was that I used to think, as said at the beginning of this video, that my social skills were not important, that being social was a bad thing. I used to think that I had to be able to do things on my own, that being dependent from others was bad, being independent was good. Now, That is a big fucking lie. And let me tell you it. When I understood that I could literally not be independent, you cannot be independent. As much as you want to try to be independent in your life, you will never be fully independent. When I understood that, I basically accepted the independence. I basically accepted being dependent, and I just asked myself, okay, how can I be dependent in a better way? How can I be more and better dependent? Now, why can you not be fully independent? It's actually very simple. Think about it. Even if you were to go in the wild, right? In the wild with no one around, how do you survive? You have to breathe air, and who gives you that air, right? Those trees there. So you're dependent from the trees. Who gives you food? The trees again, getting the energy from the sun. Who gives you, meat and all of those kind of things? The animals who are eating the plants, who got it from the sun. Even if you're not dependent from people, you are going to be dependent anyways. You're dependent from natural laws, from the laws of physics, from your ancestors who basically gave you on this body. You are dependent, if you like it or not. It's literally our nature, and humans are literally just meant to be connected. There are so many, studies in psychology where people who are well connected are literally way happier and more satisfied than people who are lonely and try to distance themselves. So basically, that means that you cannot be independent, that you are independent, and that being dependent makes you actually happier and improves your life. So personally, when I realized that, I was, wow, it's not a solo game anymore. We're connected, right? We are connected. So by using the power of being connected, you will basically improve your life. And you are connected out of nature. Being connected is our nature. Being social improves your life in so many ways, makes you better, and you can literally not be unconnected anyway. So why not being as connected and as well connected as possible? Now, that's what I asked myself. The second limiting belief I had was very simply that I thought that people would think bad of me if I was to talk with them, being social, ask them for things and things like that. That's not the case. People like when you talk with them in a specific way. Obviously, if you're arrogant at all of those kind of things and ask them, badly and all of those bullshit things, no one will want to talk with you. But if you actually follow a few simple rules, the ones that I'm going to share with you in just a minute, everyone will want to talk with you. Literally, this is my experience right now. When I talk with people, people are friendly, respond openly, and they literally want to respond. They're happy when you talk with them because, as said, we like to be connected. And if people give us, importance and attention and, all of those kind of things, they listen to us, they respect us, we like that. It's like human nature to want that, we crave that. And so if you are the one person who gives that to people, because there are not many people who are able to give that genuinely, if you become the person who gives that to everyone, people will want to be around you. That's literally the secret. You're literally giving to others what they want. It would be like you were the person who was going around giving free food to people. Everyone wants free food, so everyone would be gravitating towards you, right? Everyone needs to eat, and it's not a bad thing to be giving free food, right? Literally, it's as simple as that. It's the same craving, it's a need, it's a human hunger, and the rare individual who can satisfy it will not be, needing to be worrying about things in life. That's a quote from the book How to Influence and Influence People, by the way. So as soon as I basically overcome those two mentalities, I realized that it was all about improving my social skills, and that's what I did. I, started to smile more, because when you smile, people feel like you like them, and people like to be liked, and therefore you're basically being way more charismatic by smiling more, also respecting other people. Don't saying, you're wrong, I know everything. Try to understand people when they're making points. Listen more than you talk. Listen. That's really important. And really listen, not just let them talk. Listen, try to understand, respect their point of view, ask questions. That is very charismatic. Now, another thing is obviously, praising, but genuinely praising, not just talking, flattering, just to want to make people happy. That no one likes that, bro. No one likes that. But if you genuinely admire something in someone, right? Their attitude, character trait, their dressing, whatever, why not genuinely showing that you like that thing about them? That will get them to like you. I tell you, if you're genuine and you just genuinely openly say what you like about people, that is what will improve your social skills by a lot. Now, as I said, being respectful, trying to put yourself in the other person's point of view, like when you are dealing with others, this is probably the most important law. It's the golden rule for a reason. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Put yourself in their position, put yourself in their shoes, and basically try to understand them. Treat them as you would want to be treated. And you will see that you will have people gravitating around you, will have many benefits, get many free opportunities, and will save yourself from many bad situations if you follow the third step. And that is to actually practice. Because if you just are there, trying to improve your social skills and are reading, actually, by the way, I forgot to mention this, to improve your social skills, the one book I recommend you to read, How to Influence and Influence People, read it every single day, one chapter, and try to implement it throughout the day, but you need to implement it. That's the thing, that's the third step that I started doing. I changed my mentality so that I actually was open now to be approaching and talking with people and networking and being social and all of those kind of things. Then I improved my social skills so that I was better able to handle people, to be with people, to be social. But then thirdly, you need to be practicing. You need to be putting yourself more on the line. If you're just reading books and never putting into practice, never really talking, being social, then you're not going to be improving that part of your life. Also want to tell you that if you want some personal help with improving your social skills, if there are some struggles that you're facing, some doubts that you have, you can book a totally free coaching call in the description down below with me personally, so that I will basically eliminate all your problems and get you to your dream results. The people who are the best at being social, at being around with people, at handling people, at least from my personal experience, are the ones that are the most in contact with people, because you will naturally become better at it if you actually then, try to implement things and try to optimize, always try to improve yourself. But I guess you're doing that anyways because you're watching this video. You're probably on self-improvement, and so you're probably going to do that anyways. So here is a challenge for you. Literally every single time you're in a social situation, talk with at least one person. Doesn't matter what you ask. If it is for a direction, what time it is, why that building has that color, if they know something random, doesn't matter what you ask. Just train yourself to be basically talking with everyone wherever you go. That is such a powerful thing. Just be social, talk with people more. While you do that, implement the things that you have read by reading, How to Influence and Influence People or other books like that. And you will see that very quickly you will become that social guy. It's literally as simple as that. That is how I did it. And by doing that, you will literally go from being afraid to talk to others, thinking that you need to do everything yourself, thinking that, people will think bad of you if you talk to them just like that out of nowhere, to not care first of all, but then actually seeing that people will like it. People will be happy to respond to you. People will smile back, will respect you back, will listen back. And if you ask them for things, people will give you help. They will want to give you help because you're literally the one person that is, stilling that human hunger, that desire that they have to be important, to be accepted, to be liked, to be respected. If you can do that, you will 100% succeed with people, and you will start seeing how many benefits it actually has to be that social guy. When you start doing that, you will see that you will literally no more want to stop. You will become more and more and more social, and before you realize it, you have a network of amazing people around you. You are that social guy that everyone wants to be around. You're treated well by everyone because you treat everyone well. You get many benefits. You saved yourself from many shitty situations. You got many amazing opportunities. And your life is way better because of that. Now, this was how I went from being that introvert to that social guy that I am right now. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe to not miss on my future videos. Really hope this video helped you out, but it only will if you actually implement it. Wish you all the best, bro. See you very soon. Ciao.